Major League Baseball is going to be going into, let's call it a soft bubble. The difference there is like a hard bubble, what the NHL did and what the NBA did, quarantining its players for a certain time, then ushering in everybody methodically. That's not what MLB is doing. But I do think they are approaching this in the safest and smartest way, because you've come this far. You've just completed a daunting regular season with multiple teams having incidents and having to follow protocol and makeup games and rescheduling. You've come this far. And when the playoffs begin, past the wild card round, the last thing you can have is a positive COVID test. Heck, the last thing you can have is even a false positive COVID test, which throws everybody into a frenzy. Certainly you're worried about the health of individuals first. Let's establish that. But in terms of logistics and working everything else out, you know how the dominoes have been falling when somebody tests positive even once. You can't afford that. You need to take every precaution. You get to eliminate travel, right, in this format of having everybody enter 4 different venues. By the way, I talked about the American League. The National League are set to play in Arlington at the Rangers' new ballpark, as well as in Houston at the Astros ballpark. And Globe Life Field in Arlington is going to host the 2020 World Series. But just going back to the big picture of this format, no longer a wild card game. I actually think that's a great move. Never a fan of the one and done. No matter how many extra teams it put in a playoff conversation, it's not fair. You play baseball series all year long, and then to play one game and somebody's bounced instantly, and I'm not just saying that after the Oakland A's of 2018 and 2019. I'm saying I've never really enjoyed the wild card idea. Well, 2014 too. No home field advantages. That is interesting. These neutral sites bring a whole new wrinkle into the way the playoffs are going to go. I would also say if there's no fans, what does home field advantage really mean besides who bats last anyway? So you take the fans out of the equation. Maybe it's less of a home field advantage. Maybe that's why they're so interested in this neutral site format. Again, as long as you're the higher seeded team, you're going to get the more opportunities to have last at bats. Also, the playoff format expanding to 16 teams now, which is interesting. And maybe it's too much, because will you see some teams in the playoffs that has had a losing record in the regular season? Yeah, you might. And I'm never going to feel good about that. And last but not least, the locations chosen here between 2 in California, 2 in Texas. I think it's probably smart, 2 separate bubbles. I like the way the geography works. I think they're going to be able to schedule these games adequately so you can watch baseball for 7 or 8 hours straight. I got to say, considering everything, I like it.